Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Your favorite angling expert here, ready to dive deep into what promises to be a truly interesting day on the water. Today, we're talking about Monday, the 26th of January, 2026, in our beloved Ireland. Now, if you're thinking winter fishing is all about hunkering down by the fire, you might be in for a surprise. This day has all the makings of a challenging, yet incredibly rewarding adventure for the persistent angler. Stick with me, and I'll tell you exactly why and how to make the most of it. First up, let's talk about some of our favorite species and how to tempt them. For our pike fanatics, January is still prime time. With colder water, pike are often less active, but hungrier for a substantial meal. Look for them in the deeper, slower-moving sections of rivers, particularly where there are drop-offs or submerged features like old weed beds or fallen trees. In lakes and canals, focus on deep holes and channel edges where baitfish might congregate for shelter. For tactics, dead baiting is your best friend. A whole fish like a small roach or mackerel, presented on a simple ledger rig either on the bottom or suspended just off it, can be deadly. Remember, slow is the key. Let the scent do the work. Also, large, soft plastic lures retrieved incredibly slowly, almost dragging them along the bottom, can entice a sluggish predator. Patience here, my friends, will be handsomely rewarded. Next, for those who love their coarse fishing, perch can provide fantastic sport, even in January. Contrary to popular belief, big perch often stick to surprisingly shallow shoreline areas in winter, sometimes in knee-deep water, extending to the first drop-off at 2 to 3 meters deep. Target spots with rocky, mussel-covered or hard bottoms, as these often hold crayfish, a favorite winter snack. You'll also find them in the deeper, slower sections of rivers and canals. For tackle, a light feeder or waggler setup is perfect. Small hooks, sizes 18 to 22, are best. Natural offerings like small red maggots, bloodworm, or a tiny piece of bread punch will often entice a bite. Ground bait, rich in finely crushed particles, will help draw them in without overfeeding. And for our sea angling friends, the hardy cod and whiting are definitely on the cards along the stunning Irish coast. Cod fishing can be excellent, especially on the south coast, particularly after a good storm has stirred up the seabed, uncovering tasty morsels. From a boat, focus on rough ground, reefs, and even wrecks. From the shore, sandy beaches that feature deeper gullies or rocky outcrops are ideal ambush points. For bait, fresh peeler crab or large lugworms are unbeatable. Strip baits of mackerel or herring can also work wonders. A sturdy surf rod with a fixed paternoster rig will serve you well. Cast your bait into those calmer pockets behind sandbanks and let the scent do the work. Now let's break down the conditions for January 26, 2026, so you understand the why behind these tactics. The weather report. Looking at the forecast, Ireland will be dominated by low pressure, bringing us below average temperatures. We're expecting air temperatures to range from a chilly 2 degrees Celsius overnight, climbing to around 7 degrees Celsius during the day. We'll also be experiencing a cool easterly airflow, with winds picking up to around 34 kilometers per hour. Get ready for some wet weather too, friends, as higher than average rainfall is predicted across most of the country, with around 4.7 millimeters of precipitation expected. This consistent low pressure and easterly wind can often make fish a bit more reluctant to feed aggressively, pushing them into deeper, more sheltered areas. Water temperature. As for the water, it's firmly in its winter chill. Sea surface temperatures around Ireland typically hover between 6 and 10 degrees Celsius this time of year, depending on whether you're off the colder northeast or the slightly milder southwest coast. In our freshwater systems, you can expect similar, if not slightly colder, readings. Colder water slows down a fish's metabolism, meaning they'll be less inclined to chase fast-moving baits and will prefer to conserve energy. striking only when a meal is easily accessible and worth the effort. The moon phase. On January 26, 2026, we'll be in a first quarter moon phase with about 54 to 57% illumination and growing. Many anglers believe the first quarter brings a moderate increase in fish activity as the moon's gravitational pull begins to strengthen, influencing tides and currents. While not as intense as a new or full moon, this phase can often trigger a decent bite, especially for predatory species that might take advantage of increased tidal movements to ambush prey. It's a generally favorable phase, but remember, other factors like pressure and temperature will still play a huge role. Overall fish activity, given the cold air and water temperatures dominating low pressure, frequent showers, and the first quarter moon, overall fish activity across Ireland will likely be on the capricious to average side. The cold will generally slow things down and the low pressure might make them finicky, but the stable to slightly increasing moonlight offers a glimmer of hope for active periods. Predatory species like pike and hardy sea, species like cod and bass, are still very much catchable if you adapt your tactics. The fish are in their winter holding patterns, feeding, but not voraciously. My overall assessment for Monday, January 26, 2026, is a challenging but rewarding bite. Success will heavily depend on your patience, precision, and willingness to slow down your presentation. So get out there, bundle up, and remember, every cast is a chance. I wish you all nothing but tight lines and screaming reels. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this forecast helpful, subscribe for more expert tips, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. And tell me in the comments below, what are your go-to winter baits and what species are you hoping to catch this January? Tight lines, everyone, and until next time, Slainte agus Rath Aaron Ayas Skash. Good health and good fishing.